Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke radio show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time. And we have people from all walks of life to come on the show and share their heart stories. And we have a very accomplished actor on the line with us today. Please welcome Philip Moran. How are you doing today, Philip?
I'm doing great, thanks, Nikki. Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for your time. And I guess we'll just get right to it. So, Philip, can you tell us a little bit about your background leading up to what you're doing today?
Okay, so I'm a very big advocate of training. So I do have college training in both theatrical, and I also took 2 years of law enforcement training, which showed me how to use a gun and sort of taught me a lot about what police officers do, which is what my brand is mainly to do with, is playing police officers, detectives, and stuff like that. So it really helped my brand a lot. But in 1995, I was cast in a Johnny Mnemonic movie, the first Keanu Reeves big Hollywood feature.
Wow.
And I was an actor. I was a stunt actor. I didn't know what was going on. They just threw me into this role, and with this samurai sword kind of guy, and it was pretty surprising how it all turned out. And that was my first time ever on set, so I really didn't know anything about unions or anything like that, and that sort of started my interest in this field.
Right.
Throughout the years, I worked in different projects all the way up to 2010, 2011, little short films. I was cast for some more minor roles on Blessed Child. Total Recall in 2012 really started to open the doors for me, because I wasn't union up until 2011 when they started to film Total Recall. So everything I had done up to 2011 was training. I did some minor background, some stunt, some special skills, but nothing really solid and nothing within my brand until 2011, when Total Recall came to town to film. I was able to get an actor role as the immigration officer shooting a gun, and that was me handpicked by the director himself, Len Wiseman.
Amazing.
So that really changed my life, because people now knew that, wow, I was in a big budget movie. Actually, Total Recall, there's an article in the Star, the Toronto Star, that says how Total Recall 2011 or 12 saved Toronto's film industry. So it's actually a big movie, not just because it's a big movie, big budget, but it's also because it changed the film industry, where a lot of big productions now could film here. They had the credibility to film here.
Right.
And since then, I've trained with David Rodenberg and For Actors Lab, and a lot of people know him. A lot of people know that he's a very, very good teacher, instructor, very well connected in the industry as well. 2014, 3 years after Total Recall, a person that was involved in that movie as a background, sort of knew something about the movie, came up to me and offered me a role in something. They were working on some projects. So one was In the Room, and one was Adam's Testament. So 2014, we got together, we talked. And they asked me, do you know anyone that would invest money, could invest in the film business? We have great scripts. We're ready to move forward with our company. And I gave them a name, and they called the person. They met with them. They decided to work together. Then they wanted me to have some sort of actor role on it. It wasn't the lead role at that time, but they offered me the supporting role. And I read it, and I thought, it was just a little tiny script at the time, but from a short film, it did become a feature film, 100 pages or a little more. And as they finished writing it, they realized that my role was actually the main role, which was the lead of the movie. Now, here I was, the lead of the movie, 65 pages of the script, the movie was supposed to be shot in roughly 3 weeks to 4 weeks. So I had a lot of memorizing to do, a lot of work to do. There's a lot of big actors that we had in the movie as well, more accomplished than myself. So I had to do a lot of self-motivation, self-convincing, a lot of prep. I wasn't really afraid about the script. I'd studied, I'd worked up to, memorization and memorizing big scripts. So I wasn't really worried about that. Just to sort of realize that this moment in time, I was going to be the main lead of a feature film under the union was incredible.
Of course.
The first thing that hit me was fear. First thing that hit me was, maybe I'm not good enough, and all this other stuff. And this is why nothing in the world can prepare you. I always tell people nothing can prepare you for that opportunity that's going to bridge you to something amazing. Because at the end of the day, it's being on set as an actor for me was the breaking point of my career, because it sort of, I had to decide, can I do it or can't I do it? It's not, am I good enough? Do I have all the training required? It's just, are you going to do it or not?
Right.
Like, there's no guarantee, and there's no, so I just accepted it. I did it. And as I was doing it, I was growing as an actor. I was learning. I was working with really great actors with me in part of the cast, and learning a lot about the way films and movies are done. The not just the acting side of it, but also the operational side of it as well. Because and then I also became co-executive producer on the movie as well. I sort of figured I should invest in myself before I ask other people to invest in me. This movie, it was shot in 2015, June to July, and then it opened up in Cineplex in 2016 at Dundas and Yonge, one of the biggest Cineplex headquarters in Toronto or in Ontario, I think.
Right.
And with that, I met the director for Heroes Manufacture, which is a TV show surrounded around the idea of the Comic-Cons, film festivals, which is a huge following, Trekkies and all the Gladiators and all the Marvel movies, DCR universe, all that stuff. And I never thought of myself as a host. He definitely did, and we worked together. He became some sort of manager for me, guiding me and taking me under his wing. And 2018 we started shooting in Canada and the U.S. and that really, and again, I started meeting people like Michael Rooker, Trish Stratus and Neil Adams, and people that created the characters before they end up in these big motion pictures that we now see, the Spider-Mans and the Batmans and the Supermans. So I was learning stuff that I never even thought about. And brings me to this day and age where now the TV show is going to shoot its last episode in July at the San Diego Comic-Con 50th anniversary in San Diego. And it's a huge deal for us. And by 2000, it's great. And 2020 should be the end of the shooting, and then hopefully be submitted to other film festivals and award ceremonies. So that's where I am.
Awesome. Well, that I hear a lot in what you were sharing, and that's an incredible, I'm going to say testimony, because I hear a lot about your faith, in yourself, basically, a lot of belief, preparation. And I say to people, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Like, you have to work at it and apply yourself to any craft that you say that, this is what I'm going to pursue. And I could hear that in the buildup of the incredible journey of success that you had. You had to really put the time in. So I really appreciate what you shared, and thank you so much for that story. And, I'm really interested to know more about what's next for you, because it seems like you go for whatever opportunity, the door opens for you, you go for it, and then you make the best of it, and then more doors open for you, which is really incredible. So again, thank you for sharing that. So what do you think is the most transformational point for you when it comes to pursuing this passion work in acting?
Well, here I am talking to you, and something's brought us to this point as well. But my movie was a feature film. It was not a Christian movie. And for some reason, it was turned into a Christian movie after a few different edits from the distributors and the producers. It started taking a different turn. And it won an award in the ICFF in Florida.
Fantastic.
For being a Christian movie. It was entered and got nominated in the Kingwood Film Festival in Georgia, I think. And so I was being associated to this faith-based Christian movie following. And there was a Bible study created as well. And that was doing well, a Bible study 6-week course to help transform lives and families within churches, all the church screenings I went to. And, it felt good, like inspiring people, waking them up a bit, like maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. Right. And also the Comic-Con, the same thing, dealing with all these great artists, all these great people that didn't know what they wanted to do in life, and all of a sudden they figured, I'll do this. I mean, I met a guy that bought a truck, the Transformer truck, and he had to get the permission. It cost him a lot of money. I asked him how much it cost. He said, my whole life savings, basically. You have to get all the permissions from the people in Germany to get this truck, the same color and the same design as the main guy in Transformers, Optimus Prime truck. And what he did was he said he did this to show his son that he can achieve anything he wants in life. He can go after any dream and achieve it. And that's why he did this. And he travels. He goes to all these Comic-Con and fan expos and all these places in Canada, U.S., and everywhere else, and with his son. And he drives this truck. He doesn't transport it. He drives it himself. And he gets a lot of people, and he inspires a lot of people. So it's funny how my career, not only it's benefiting me as an actor, but also it's benefiting lives. It's connecting me to people that are making a difference in the world as well through this Marvel Universe world and this faith-based industry world. At the same time as our movie was produced, that's the same time that the faith-based industry movies, both here in Hollywood, were actually starting to pick up.
Wonderful.
So it's perfect timing. I didn't make the timing. I guess it was, it was something more
divine
powerful
timing.
than exactly divine timing.
Yes. Excellent. Well, what's your next project? What can we look forward to?
Well, this project that I'm doing now, The Heroes Manufactured, is a TV show that I travel in the U.S. and Canada and different Comic-Cons and fan expos. And the main one being the San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest in the world, and it's the 50th anniversary this year. So we're going to shoot an episode when we go down there, and we talk to all the artists. We talk to all the celebrities that are working on the Marvel movies or the DC Universe movies, and we also talk about the artists. And we talk to the artists that are up and coming. They're creating some sort of object or some sort of painting or something creative, and they're pursuing their dream. They're selling them. They're sharing them. They could be anything. I mean, I know a woman that when I went to one of the Comic-Cons, I'm not sure where in the States or Canada, she was making aprons, and she was putting celebrity faces on them. So many different things, because, and she was making money, and she didn't know there was money to be made in that. And now she could stay home with the kids, with her family, and do what she loves to do.
Awesome.
So you know, I'm doing this. I'm a host for this show, and I'm bringing this all out and sort of bringing them in front of the camera, exposing them, advertising their product, talking to the celebrities involved as well, like Michael Rooker and Trish Stratus and all these different people, and finding out their motivations for doing what they do, finding out the origination of their character, why they decide to play that character, and what their impact on kids and society is based on doing that role as well. So it gives me a lot of insight, and meeting them. I mean, like, one particular example I want to talk about is I met Lou Ferrigno in Miami, and he's been my idol forever, since I was 9 years old. He's the person that probably got me thinking I could do more, I could do more, I could be more.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yes. Yes, it took me that many years to see him, that many years to meet him. And he was great. I hugged him, I shook his hand, and I said, you know what, you're the first person. When I was 9 years old, I looked at you and I said, if you could do that with your body, I could do anything. I could do anything in the world. So he gave me inspiration. I met my idol. I was able to meet him. He was alive. He was standing there, and he was, you know, I mean, coherent. I was there.
Incredible.
It's incredible. So it allowed me to also, you know, achieve some dreams that probably could not have happened if I didn't pursue this show.
Awesome. Well, Philip, I'm looking forward to meeting you very soon on the Nikki Clarke Show, and we can chat more about all the amazing accomplishments and much more that you're going to be doing. I hear a huge, future for you. And I'm excited for all the great things that are about to unfold. But before we can get together, can you let people know how to reach you on social media?
Yes, the best thing is when you Google my name, Philip Moran, actor, you can find my IMDb, so Philip Moran, IMDb, Philip Moran Facebook, and then I have a website, philipmoranactor.com. Now, all these pages, you can find my email, philipmoranactor@gmail.com. You can contact me by email.
Awesome. Philip, thank you so much for your time. Really excited about all the things that are manifesting for you. And you're basically teaching us that dreams can come true, but you also have to put the work in it. That's what I'm learning. And you're definitely connecting with people who can continue to transform lives. And we do appreciate it. So you've been listening to the Nikki Clarke radio show with our very special guest, actor Philip Moran. He's making waves in the entertainment industry, and you'll get to know more about him, the Nikki Clarke Show, coming up in the next few weeks. Philip, thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you very much, Nikki, for having me on your show.
All right.
Pleasure.
Well, take care, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.